Hello, disc golfers and disquettes. Welcome to the final 10 of the White Spruce Open, held in Brampton, Ontario. I'm here with Chloe Winter, and my name is Wallace Kent, and we are Canadian Disc Golf Productions. Today we are watching the last back 10 of the White Spruce Open, held in Brampton, Ontario, as I had just said, and I'm repeating myself. We've got this beautiful course intro showing off some of the beautiful course highlights. Here we have beautiful hole 10 that we played on the front. So how do you think you played in the tournament compared to other tournaments in the past?
Honestly, I felt pretty decent about how I played at this tournament. Going into it, not having played the course before, definitely had some downsides because of how wooded the course is. But overall, happy with how I played. I felt I was decent off the tee, and I made some solid putts. So I was feeling all right about it.
I'd like to give a special thanks and shout out to ODSA doing the Ontario Cup Challenge. Here we have Colleen McInnes with that classic "I'm Not Sure What I'm Gonna Do." Then we've got our good old co-host gunslinger Chloe Winter, and coming from Aurora, Ontario, being one of the course locals or club participants, Rd2 Fu. Here we've got hole 11, teeing off on the opposite side of the road as the white tee pad from the shorts. Putting you over the road, giving you a bit of a turnover challenge, bringing that bushline tree into play with that telephone pole being the mando for the hole. Definitely makes this fairway a little bit harder. Definitely have to hit your placement for it.
Yeah, we had to discuss what the mando was before teeing off because we didn't know if it was the pole or where the sign was. So we didn't know if it was going to be like the edge of the bush or where it was completely. So we just had to double check there. And it was in fact the pole.
There's Audrey going with a wide forehand hyzer, laying that one almost directly in the center. She's on the left side of the fairway there. Bit of a challenging upshot for her, but she's definitely got an out. Here's Colleen blasting that one, trying to turn it over. Didn't get the turnover that she wanted, but the tree saved her from going over to hole 20's fairway. What do you have your hands for this one?
This is another trace shot. Just let it go a little bit early there and went right into that bush.
Got a reach out still definitely available. Giving us a nice, what looks to appear a backhand turnover.
Oh yeah, I had super understable disc there, the paradox. Just trying to not let it go on the left side, just try and land as middle as I could, which I think I did okay there.
The Berg once again gets that one up, leaves herself a long putt, but she's definitely got something. Here's Colleen. She made it through the trees. She's on the edge of 20's fairway, but she can easily push it back through, getting towards the basket. And there it is. She throws a nice high shot, catches up in the trees, lands right down on the green.
Long putt for par here.
Audrey for par, and she decides just to lay that one up. She rolled a little bit past the basket on her upshot, but lines up this par putt quite easily.
Yeah, saves a good par there. Tapping in the bogey for myself here.
And Audrey doing the same. Keeping it close, one stroke between the two of you, battling for second place.
Yeah. We're just there though. We were having a good time. Just complimenting each other on each other's shots and laughing unfortunate rollaways and the bad shots off, and just having a good time throughout the day.
Here we are, hole 12. Plays the white tee pad is the same as the blue, so they're going to be throwing the exact same line. Seeing if Audrey can fix her mistake from round 1. There's Colleen. Trying to do the same throw, hits that tree, fades out, takes her over to 20's tee pad from the whites. Audrey lining up her forehand once again. Puts that one out there. Pretty much winds up in the same place as she did round 1.
This is nice. It's just a higher forehand, so I liked this hole. Plays well to what I throw.
Gave it everything you got and got the CTP.
Yeah.
Here's Audrey. It's got a cleaner line at the basket this time. Leans out with his forehand. With a disc she's thrown on 90% of the holes. Gets a nice skip up off the tree stump. Base of the tree root. Puts her right there. 15-footer up the hill to the basket. Here's Colleen from 20's tee pad.
Great up there.
Puts that one right by the basket. Good scramble to save her par.
Little uphill putt.
A little bit low off to the side, but definitely still able to save the par.
For sure. I was just happy that it didn't roll away on me.
This one being one of those patented Brampton sloped greens. Definitely that is there for it. Audrey lines it up. And
Good putt there.
side of the basket.
That saved your par there.
And here are you and Colleen tapping those pars out. Good run from you, good scramble from Colleen. It was one of the few holes that played par or below for the round. Coming into hole 13. Again, just extended fairway. Tee pads pushed back about 35 feet. Again, your placement shot's got to be within 20 feet of that tree that we saw to have a good clean shot up towards the basket. Or you can do what Chloe did round 1 and just try and power it as far as you can up the fairway.
Yeah, just try and get to that opening there.
And there's that last guardian tree. And another sloped green for Brampton. I think every hole but 8 and 9, there's at least half the course has sloped greens. That is for sure.
For sure.
Colleen giving this one as much mustard as she could. Pretty much winds up in the same place as Audrey in the last round, catching a tree branch. Audrey turning this one over a little bit, fights through the bush. She'll be left with a challenging upshot. And here you are teeing off.
Throwing the same disc as last round, just with a little bit extra power there.
A little bit, looks like you put a little bit more ante on it out of the hand, but definitely good release. Here's Audrey from the bush, trying to get out. And she pushes it out. She gets herself back in center of the fairway. Definitely has a chance at getting that bogey. Here's Colleen, right from the corner of the fairway. And she does her best to get on it, but it leaks out to the left side. Audrey trying to recover back from scramble mode. She hits the tree, but she's left with a clean look at the basket. Challenging putt. Here's your drive, pretty much in the same spot as
Yeah,
last round.
pretty similar. Unfortunate little tree hit there.
Just getting a little bit caught up. The Berg once again. Can never go wrong. Hits the top of the basket.
So
Definitely give that one a run.
Yeah, that was a good little bid. I had a little opening here that was the only thing that made sense to go through, and I missed it.
And there's the gap that you were talking about. Able to pitch that one up. Stop the bleeding. Here's Colleen having to sit down. Awkward lie, trying to get underneath that tree.
Worked out pretty well, I'd say.
Audrey with a quick tap out. Getting out of everybody's way. And there you are, tapping that one in. You and Audrey again going stroke for stroke, both taking bogeys on this one. Definitely a close battle between you two.
Yeah, for sure. Not the first time a close battle between us, but
Hole 14. This one plays from a completely different spot. It plays to the left side of the white tee pad and up on top of the hill instead of being down at the bottom. So we got more of a clear line towards this gap. Definitely one of the easier blue tee pads compared to the whites for this layout. And there you can kind of see the short tee pad right behind the basket.
this one wasn't too bad. The gap was right off the tee that you had to hit. Didn't want to hit any of the trees left or right, so.
There's Colleen drifting to the right side of the fairway on the edge. She'll have a clean look for her birdie putt. We've got Audrey putting this one top of the hill. Definitely making for an easy upshot. Here you're lining up another power forehand.
Yeah, just trying to get up there as far as I can to try and have a shot. But I think we just went right into the ground there.
A little bit of a worm burner.
I had no idea what to do from here. I liked the look of the backhand over through that main gap there, but again my backhand was just feeling super inconsistent. So definitely
made it through the gap, missed all the trees.
Yeah, not the gap I was going for, I don't think, but it worked out.
Here's Audrey with her upshot, going through the gap. A little bit of an anti-skip on the hill there. Leaves herself with a 10-footer. Colleen from the valley, edge of the fairway. Beautifully put underneath the basket. And here you are for your par putt. And you'll take it.
For sure. That was a nice putt. A nice putt to make. Felt good.
Audrey lining up her par putt. Just off the side, chains out. She'll clean that one up, and Colleen will clean up hers. And you are back to a 1-stroke lead over Audrey.
Yeah.
Coming into hole 15, same thing, just an extended tee pad, pushing this one over the road, over the bush, fading in onto that hillside green. Trick is here just to make sure you stay away from the bushes on the right. Just clear those and you'll be smooth sailing right to the green.
This was just another forehand for me.
There's Colleen lining up that power backhand. Turning a little bit, not really holding the line. She's going to be in the bush at the bottom of the hill. Here you are. Tree right up tight, close to that tee pad. Doesn't really get in your way too much. You power that one over. You wind up being at the bottom of the hill with a nice clean open line up towards the basket. Audrey pretty much following you. Flat, nice forehand. She'll be at the bottom of the hill there. And she puts that one right underneath the basket.
Perfect upshot.
We've got Colleen in the bush here from when her tee shot went a little bit long. That comes out perfectly, and she's left with an easy tap in. Line yours up.
Just a bit right. But that's okay. Again, pars are great here.
In the game where there's a one stroke difference, sometimes just matching your opponent is all you need to do.
Yeah. It would have been nice to make the birdie there to give myself a bit more of a lead there, but you got to take what you can get.
There's Audrey cleaning up her par. Coming into hole 16, another hole that shares tee pads with the shorts. Same line. Want to make it over this valley, stay away from the bush on the right hand side. Anything up on the left is always going to be a little bit of a cleaner line, cleaner footing. And there's that beautiful fairway back towards the tee pad. You can see what the players will be throwing down that line. Here's Colleen, masterfully doing the same thing, putting it out on the left side of the fairway. Audrey with that FD, she turns it over a little bit, gets a tree kick though, puts her further up the fairway. Mosquitoes want to be my friends again.
Mosquito, yeah.
And is that your animus again?
It is. Missed the gap again, or missed the gap that I had meant for. And I think I was getting pretty tired at this point.
Yeah, the 2 extra holes can add up in each round.
Yeah, it definitely felt a little bit different than a normal round of disc golf, even though it is only 2 holes extra.
It's all the undulation. That's what it is. When you're walking up the hill from hole 11 to hole 12, you're going up the hill from hole 6 to hole 7. Some of these walks don't have steep hills, but it's just hills.
Yeah,
consistent
for sure.
hills.
For sure.
Audrey lining up her putt. Just a little bit wide. A little bit low off the cage, but makes that one.
As long as it's in the basket.
You tapping yours in quickly, getting out of Colleen's way. That one just spits out on the right side.
Unfortunate little spit out there for sure.
And you can tell that one bothered her a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Knowing she should have had that one. And now, hole 17. Speaking of hills, this one is just on the edge of the hill. Nice wide open fairway. Just a tight tee pad, like some of these longer tee pads here. And then right on the edge of the bush with that beautiful sloping green. This one's got some roots on it though, so may catch an edge and roll a little bit further on you. And as you can see, this tee pad's just a little bit more choked off in the trees. Definitely having to hit your line. And there you are with that smooth forehand release.
Yep.
Just center fairway.
Yeah, I was happy with that. I just wanted to get it up there and hopefully just have a small upshot for the par.
There's Colleen hitting those bushes right in front, but still able to get some distance. Audrey taking the inside line, catching some trees. She's right on the edge of the rough, but still very accessible for the par. There's Colleen with her open fairway shot, going a little bit long, pushing down that hill. She's going to have a bit of a tough comebacker.
Yeah, the hill behind the basket is tough.
Audrey once again with that berg. I'm going to say by the end of the tournament, she's thrown it 34 times. No, 32. That's my guess.
I believe it.
Almost every hole has been pulled out.
For sure. I mean, she throws it well, so this one was a bit of a yank, I think, here.
A little bit of a grip block.
A
little bit wide, but there you are, just making an easy pitch out.
Yeah. Not much else to do at that point.
Colleen with her comeback for par. Just a little bit wide, but with a big enough lead that she can lose one or two and not have to worry too much.
For sure. I think she was sitting pretty comfortable at this point.
Audrey going for her par putt, just a little bit wide.
I had some putting struggles.
You can tell fatigue's definitely set in. 2 rounds in one day.
Yeah.
A little bit hot.
Yeah, and
these bugs, this humidity in the trees, it doesn't really help too much.
Not at all. The disc always tends to like stick to your finger a little bit more. Yeah, and it's just you're not hitting the lines that you want to be.
Colleen lining up her bogey putt to tap out. Nice, easy, clean one. As you can see, with bogey on this one, the bogey on the last one, she's biting her upper lip, going, I can do better than this.
Yeah, I think we were all feeling a bit frustrated there, just because it had been a couple holes of a lot of putting struggles for the three of us, and we were kind of making jokes about it and whatnot. Yeah, it is what it is. Just how it goes sometimes.
Beautiful hole 18. Once again, shared tee pad coming down this tight corridor. Colleen keeping it tight. Catches a tree, but she's down the fairway. Audrey lining this one up. Same disc as last time. Tree kick puts her onto the left side of the fairway. But it's open from there, so she'll definitely have a clean line. And here you are.
This one, I actually tried the proper forehand gap, and it worked out there.
Changing it up, definitely getting closer to the basket off the tee this time.
I wasn't 45 feet right, so I was happy with however that went.
Audrey throwing a low line one there, just cresting the top of the hill. Colleen in the rough. Almost where you were in the first round. She gets over on that one, pushes that one down into the green. She's left with about a 10-footer. Here you are from your tee shot. Nice open line.
For sure. Super happy with how that ended up.
As I say, must feel better than round one.
100%.
Just clearing that guardian hill there. Put yourself right on the green for a 5-footer. Here's Audrey. Putting her third shot up on the green. It rolls around the tree a little bit, making it a little bit difficult, but she's got a straddle putt for bogey. Here's Colleen. Making that one look easy, even though it was not.
That was a great putt. I think that was a par save there.
Yes, it was.
So
here you are lining up your par putt. Just over the cage. Hit some chains. There's Audrey's roll away. A little bit easier than what I expected. Nice tap in for her. Moving on to hole 19. The other big hole.
yeah, this is just a big hyzer shot. You just want to get over the rough or just to the left of the path, I guess.
Yep. As you can see, the players are teeing off on the pathway. Anything on the pathway and to the right does play out of bounds. And as you can't really see it, but there is a blue line painted on the pathway, and that is the tee pad marker for all the players. So you saw Colleen put out a nice backhand hyzer. This one you nosed up a little bit, but
For
it
sure.
plays safe in the fairway.
Yep. That's
Not in the bush, not OB. Can't
yeah,
complain about it.
Can't complain for sure. Would have wanted a bit more distance. Definitely lower, but
Now here's Audrey. She pretty much copies you, does the same thing.
same thing. A bit high, her nose up, and then left. A nice, honestly, it set me up for this nice forehand, so not too upset.
A nice power forehand with that thought space athletics.
Animus.
Yes.
Went a bit further right than I would have wanted, but still worked out.
Audrey, from her tee shot, definitely wanted to give that one a decently good upshot, and she did. She's left with about a 10-footer on the elevated basket. Here's Colleen, making it all the way to the edge of the hill. She
Great
puts
shot
that
there.
one under the basket. Here you are. Yours was a little bit shorter than what you intended, but definitely still have a chance to chase that par. And there it is.
I was super stoked about that putt.
Gotta give you a plastic playback on that one.
Awesome.
Definitely edge of circle, elevated basket. Smooth as silk.
Yeah, I was pretty excited to make that putt, especially after the putting struggles over the last few holes.
Definitely puts the pressure on Audrey. Make that one to keep it close. She just hits the cage and goes for the slam dunk. Colleen doing the same thing, tapping it out. Beautiful elevated basket. Coming into hole 20, the last one, par 4, 518 feet. This one is throwing from the top of the pathway that goes through the park. So you're elevated by about 60 feet above the white tee pad, but it plays the same. You want to hit that short tee pad as your landing zone, purely placement, so you can have beautiful run up the second section of the fairway towards the green. And as you can see, it's a straight 90-degree bend from the fairway.
This is a great round ending hole. I did not like it, but I think it's just because it's just a hard hole, and
it's a tunnel
like
shot. As you can see, you're throwing completely over all of the bush, as Colleen is doing right now, and puts it right near the short tee pad. That tree that we saw as we were zoomed in is one of the trees right by the super short tee pad. Well, I shouldn't say super short, but the shorts. Here's your forehand, just missing that tree, drops down right on the white tee pad.
yeah, just on the side of the fairway. So it was good. You don't want to be left. You don't want to be right off of this tee.
And this is exactly what you do not want to be doing. This is in the thick forest of Brampton off the fairway.
Yes, it was a very tough spot where she ended up.
Yeah, we had eventually found Audrey's disc underneath a pile of dead wood. It was almost... I couldn't see it when I was looking for it, that's for sure.
Yeah, I still don't know where it went, so we're just lucky that we found it, I think.
And there's you pitching right up to the short tee pad. And there she is. She just pitches out with this forehand roller just to get center fairway.
Yeah, I think she had to pitch out backwards from that spot.
Yes, she did.
So.
Back towards the tee pad. And then she's now on recovery, trying to save a bogey from here. There's a beautiful turnover shot, puts her up center fairway, the second chunk of the fairway. Here's Colleen's tee shot right by the red short tee pads. She's choked off a little bit because of this trees, but doesn't hit her hand, makes a clean shot, she gets it out. And that's progression up the fairway.
Forward progression is at least still forward.
And there you are, low line laser beam. Not in the bush this time. Gonna have a
That's
definitely
all.
cleaner up shot for it.
That's all I wanted.
And there's Colleen throwing some Annie. Gets that one onto the green. 10-footer. Here's Audrey. Right on the edge of the fairway. She puts that one up there. And you heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. That was Band in Chains. She gave that one all she had. Here you are with your clean, open line. Giving it everything you got. Putting it right up there on the basket. And you and Audrey making minis.
Making minis, yep.
Colleen tapping it out.
Yeah, taking down the win with that last putt. I mean, she had it for a while, but, finishing the round, confident lead.
And there you are, taking second place. Audrey tapping out after almost putting that in the basket from blindly down the fairway.
All right, so just won the White Spruce Open FPO, so that's exciting. And I just want to give a big shout out to Spencer and Mac from Gripped and Ripped for running a great event. The whole White Spruce crew, the course looked amazing out there. It was wonderful. We even had some photography out there. Thank you for that, Sean. And it was wonderful playing with the FPOs. And shout out to T3.
I usually cut out
and hope everyone had a great tournament.
Fair enough.
And there you have it. 2 rounds done at the White Spruce Open. Colleen taking it down with 5 over. Chloe coming in at second place at 17 over. And Audrey finishing at 20 over. I'd like to give a special thank you to Spencer and Gripped and Ripped Disc Golf for sponsoring the event and supporting it, being tournament director and doing everything behind the scenes. Everyone in the disc golf community completely appreciates everything that you and your team does for all of your events. Spencer is also going to be running the Northern Ontario Championship later on this year in Muskoka. Hopefully we'll see all of you out there. My name is Wallace Kent, and
I'm Chloe Winter.
We'll see you on the next one.